just like me, Garber.
You got 5 seconds.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, the big new movie out this week is The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, a story of a group of men who hijack a New York subway train, demand a large ransom to be delivered within 1 hour, and threaten to kill one passenger for every minute over the hour that they don't get their ransom. It's a very good, straightforward idea. And if you're a man of a certain age, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 will have a special place in your heart, because for people of my age, we remember the original, the film from 1974, based on the novel by John Godey, which was one of the most exciting films of the year. Now, when it came out originally, it was a AA certificate film. In order to get into a AA certificate film, you had to be 14. I, sadly, was kind of 12, maybe 13 when the film came out, but I got to see it by the simple trick of looking older by wearing a cravat. Simpler times. So, Tony Scott has now taken this original, which incidentally is much loved of Quentin Tarantino. That's where he got the idea for calling his Reservoir Dogs characters Mr. Black, Mr. Blue, Mr. Pink. Now it's been updated by Tony Scott, and he's done a perfectly workaday job of it. It's a perfectly fine film, and as I said, the story itself is fairly indestructible. But what has Mr. Scott brought to the table that is new and different? Firstly, and perhaps most importantly, this. You see, whereas the director of the original, Joseph Sargent, clearly had a tripod, Tony Scott is of the generation of directors who believe that nobody can watch anything in a cinema unless it's being seen through a lens which is looking hither and thither, left and right, up and down, as if the cameraman has no idea where the action in the screen is happening. I'm over here, here. Number 2, swearing, or rather, in the words of the script, swearing. You see, the original Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 did have swearing in it. In fact, for 1974, it had quite a lot of swearing in it, but that is but nothing compared to the tidal wave of swearing in the new version of the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Number 3, shouting. Now, this is particularly important. In the original Taking of Pelham, the central character, played brilliantly by Robert Shaw, is very quiet, very understated, very threatening in his control. John Travolta, however, has decided to go the other way and does the entire performance as if his head is about to explode! Number 4, shooting. Now, again, there was shooting in the original Taking of Pelham. But in the original Taking of Pelham, here's what happened when somebody got shot. It kind of went like this. In the remake, if somebody gets shot, it kind of goes like this. You see, in Tony Scott's mind, it's not okay for somebody to just get shot. They've got to get really, really, really shot. Number 5, car crashes. Again, not an original invention. There is a car crash in the original 1974 Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 in which a car crashes into another car. But in Tony Scott's remake, there's a crash, there's a flip, there's a roll, there's a fly, there's a going over a bridge, there's a smashing down, there's another car hitting the bit, there's another car hitting the thing, there's the thing going over. It's just like a car crash, only with more crashing. And finally, of course, the ransom demanded has been adjusted for inflation because the Austin Powers-like figure of $1 million is no longer enough to put the fear of God into a cinema audience. So there you have it, the classic 1974 original, and now the Tony Scott remake, which is shakier, shoutier, shootier, swearier, crashier, and costs more money. Gesundheit.